She was chosen out of 61 candidates to become the city's first female fire chief. And in this edition of Quintin's Close-Ups, I talk with Karen Brack about her move to Charleston, her love for Oregon, and much, much more. I know that you've been here for a few weeks now. Tell me, how do you like it?
I love it. I love it. I had, I came from Fulton County Fire originally.
Yes.
And then I went to Eugene, Oregon, and I was in fire there, and nobody ever came to visit me.
Wow.
But now I'm getting guests. People are coming to see me.
Really?
Now. Yeah, my friends and family are actually scheduling to come see me because they want to come to Charleston.
It is such a beautiful city.
It is such a beautiful city. It's such a, the history, the folks are so welcoming and so warm.
Yes.
It's great to be back in the South. I missed it. So.
Well, in May, as you know, you were chosen to be the first female fire chief of the city of Charleston.
Yes.
And you also beat out, at least from what I read, 61 candidates. I know this is a stupid question, but, how does it feel to beat out all those people?
At first, I think the biggest thing is that, it was a very diverse group, and it was a great group that I was honored to even be considered in the company of many of them. And when we actually had the interview, the other candidates were incredibly impressive, and so I'm honored. I don't know how else. I'm humbled by the opportunity. And it's just it's tremendous. I don't feel like I beat them out though.
Okay.
So that's it. I don't think it's that. I think that I think Mayor Riley. I hope that Mayor Riley thought that he found a good fit for the city in me, and with my background and my experience, and being a Southerner and sort of understanding, being from Savannah, Georgia originally.
That's right.
They're very similar. But I'm hoping that it was about the fit, and I hope that his confidence in me, I hope I can live up to it for the citizens in this community.
And so why was Charleston attracted to you?
It's home. It's back home. My time in Eugene, Oregon was very beneficial to me. I learned a tremendous amount. Worked with some great folks. Worked in a very progressive and a great city. Eugene, Oregon's a great city, college town.
Yes.
And so I had an opportunity to work for a guy that was, for a fire chief that was very much a mentor to me. And, I think that he helped my professional growth and development significantly. But I was ready to come home. I spent 5 years out there, and I missed the Southeast.
Yes.
Because I worked most of my career in the metro Atlanta area, and I grew up in Savannah.
That's right.
And spent my college. I went to college in North Georgia.
Yeah.
So coming back to this region is like coming home, and so I'm very much glad to be back here. And that was what I was looking for, was the opportunity to come back to the Southeast.
And speaking of Oregon, what was life like there in Oregon?
It is a very beautiful. Oregon is has some very diverse environments. And so when you start looking at ecosystems, they have high desert, they have rainforest, they have the coast, they have the mountains. So it is very outdoor oriented. A lot of camping, hiking. You can do everything there: skiing, biking. It has just a tremendous destination. Very good, very high quality of life. If you are interested at all in fly fishing, unbelievable fly fishing there.
Yeah.
But it is a huge state with in the total state about a 3 million population, which was always very interesting. Also, so you have a lot of natural areas.
Yes.
A lot of beautiful areas to go and visit. But it also has a very progressive fire department. Eugene, Oregon, has a very progressive fire department that was well grounded in training. They were also an advanced life support transport agency.
Wow.
So not only did they do the fire and rescue, USAR, hazmat, but they also had an arm, and it was part of the fire department where we did transport for patients, and so we had the total system. The other thing about being in Eugene was it was an opportunity to work with another organization. We eventually started a functional consolidation with the city of Springfield, and that was an opportunity to work on getting some background in doing very strong automatic aid agreements, and putting together intergovernmental agreements, putting together standardized SOPs for the two cities, so that all of the metro organizations were working off of the same page, which is something that the recent automatic aid signing here with the 5 municipalities, that very similar model, and I think it's the future of the fire service, quite frankly.
Yes.
That there is not a department in the nation that has the ability to put down on the street every resource you need. You have to have good, strong partnerships. And so I think that Eugene helped me with that, but I also think that coming into this environment, that's already in the works, is already being done.
Yeah. Showing
great leadership from those chiefs, and Chief Finley and Chief Tippett have led this organization down that road. It was a byproduct of some of the work that Chief Carr had done. And I think it's just tremendous.
And speaking of Tom Carr, have you been able to speak to him since he left the department?
Yes, I actually have had a couple of opportunities to visit with Chief Carr and his wife Ann, and they've been very gracious and very giving of their time, and it's been absolutely wonderful to be able to sit and talk with him and talk about the direction and that he was headed in, and to see how closely aligned we are.
Yes.
I think that's been probably one of the most reassuring things for me, is that we'll sit and talk about where he wanted to go and what he was planning on doing next, and I'll say, okay, so this is what I'm thinking. What do you think about this? And just to have somebody to bounce that off of, and it's just been tremendous to be able to meet with him and talk with him and gain some of his wisdom and some of his advice.
Well, I'm sure you learned about the whole deadly sulfur superstore fire in 2007.
Yes, I read about it.
Yeah. What will you do to make certain that doesn't happen again?
I think we're already doing it.
Okay.
Quintin, I think that this organization in the last 5 years has probably progressed more than any fire department in the nation has in a 5-year period.
Sure.
And I think that the groundwork has already been laid. I think that my role is to continue to build on that, and to make sure that we are continuing to progress. We're continuing to look at how to do it better.
Sure.
And how to strengthen, and I think part of that is strengthening the commitment I've already made, which is that I want to strengthen our training division, and I want to strengthen our fire prevention division.
Yes.
Because I think operationally we're progressing at a phenomenal rate. The men and women in this organization have committed to this community, and I think we give great customer service. I think that getting out in the community, that we've done a great job of it, and we're going to do a better job of it.
Sure.
But the city's commitment to the organization, and then the organization's commitment to the community and to itself, I think has already played out since that tragic event.
And what about these string of apartment fires on Bogart and Newman Streets? What is your strategy to basically avert that from happening again too?
I don't think any of us can avert completely any fires. I mean, we do the very best we can. It's one of the reasons why I want to continue strengthening the fire prevention folks. And that bureau is because that's on the front side.
Yes.
That's where we can make the most difference in trying to prevent. But I think that the strategy that's already been taken by the task force, and I think the work that's already been done by the task force has been absolutely on point.
Yes.
And I think that we are taking all of the steps that we can take. We're working with all of our partners. We're working with ATF, FBI. I think that the police department has done a tremendous job of committing resources. The fire department has committed resources, and I think the city has backed that. And I think that we are, we're sending our operational units out in the mornings to do patrols. The fire prevention division is sending folks out to do patrols, and so I think that we are working on a plan. And I think that plan is working. I think that we are committed to continue going down this path as partners with all of our partnering agencies.
When you talk to the residents of Charleston, what do you say to them?
that we are here to serve, that we want to know how we can do it better.
Yes.
That we, that we value their commitment to us.
Yes.
Because we work for you, we work for this community.
Yes.
And that they allow us to come into their homes and to trust us in what probably is their worst time. We value that.
Well, Karen Brack, it was so good talking to you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
For the opportunity.
Anytime.
Yes.
Yes.